We're the Wild Center, this is Lunchtime Live. We're talking about nature and exciting wildlife. Encounters with otters and owls too, from Tupper Lake right to you. Learn about the plants and trees, there's so much to explore and see. Lunchtime Live, it's time to start the show. From the Wild Center, here we go.
Hi there! Welcome to Lunchtime Live with the Wild Center. My name is Shannon. I'm a member of our education team here at the center, and I am currently coming to you from the beautiful Raquette River. I'm out here on this gorgeous sunny spring day, paddling on one of our stand-up paddle boards and just enjoying the sights and sounds of spring. So what I thought I would do today was just give you a little tour of a section of the river known as the Oxbow that we're situated on right here at the Wild Center. Never know what you're gonna see or find out here on the Raquette River, so it's always a new adventure. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I simply flipped the camera around and now I'm just paddling along the Oxbow. And right now, because it is spring, the water is high on the river, or higher than it will be for the rest of the season due to snow and ice melt. So you can actually paddle in a lot of areas where you wouldn't be able to access later in the summertime. So there's one particular area that's pretty cool to check out just up ahead. So we're gonna head there first. All right, so this section of the Oxbow that I just paddled in also will fill in with plants come summertime. Fills in with a lot of yellow water lily, some white water lily, as well as pickerel weed and some other plants. But the water's still high, so I can paddle in here safely. And I spotted some fresh beaver activity, so that's what we're gonna go check out now. So when beavers are chewing down trees, you can see a very specific pattern in the tree based on their teeth. And main reason beavers chew down trees is to access the upper branches of the trees. And that's what they're going to be using to build their homes, which are called their lodges, as well as eat. Good prime eating on the upper branches of some of these trees. So this is interesting because it looks like the beavers chewed one notch in the tree and then decided to chew a lower one instead. And that could be a sign that they started chewing this tree in the wintertime when there was still snowpack on the ground. And then as the snow melted, they weren't able to reach that upper section and had to go a couple inches below and chew another section before that tree was able to fall over and break. Pretty cool to see that. Most beavers in the wintertime aren't as active, but they'll come out in the springtime when there's still snow on the ground and resume activity. So that's likely what happened here. So because this particular Oxbow that I'm paddling is cut off from the main channel of the river, we do see a lot of other types of habitat developing on the edges. So this back edge is a really nice marsh in the summertime. This whole area will grow in with aquatic vegetation because the water is very shallow back here, and you will not be able to paddle back here in about a month's time, just due to the drop in water level as well as soon as all the different vegetation begins to grow. Great habitat for a lot of different birds. I have seen several different types of waterfowl out here. Some Canada geese, some mallard ducks, some merganser ducks, as well as an American bittern. So lots of different bird activity. But of course, as soon as you try to paddle near, they just take flight and fly out of the frame of my camera. But as I'm getting closer, you may notice a this beaver lodge, so we won't be able to get super close on our stand-up paddleboard today, but I can at least get close enough to show you the shape and the structure. And the beavers who live and occupy this lodge may be the same beavers who chewed down that tree that we just explored. All right, so we're finally approaching the beaver dam and lodge, the two different types of structures that beavers are well known to build. There's a lot of cattails back in this area as well. That's the tall plant you see, with what looks like cotton on the top of it. And it's kind of like a little maze back here. There's a channel that I have to follow in order to prevent my fin from going aground here using my stand-up paddleboard. So I have to be very cautious. And actually right in front of me, which is still under the water, is the first beaver dam that was built last year. I used to be able to paddle all the way up to that other beaver dam that you may be able to see, but they built another one. So now this is as far as I can go with a stand-up paddle right now. So this dam currently is under the water, but you can see a couple of the sticks poking out over here as well. So I can't go any farther than this because my fin won't allow me to. But you can see that there is another dam, kind of almost like a wall of mud and sticks just up ahead, and then beyond that there is that nice big lodge that rises out of the water. So we're going to give the beavers some privacy and not go any further today. But they actually built themselves a pond back here, which is quite amazing, and one of the reasons that beavers are known as ecosystem engineers, because they actually build mini ecosystems, and that is where they build their homes. As we start to make our way back towards the Wild Center, here's a nice view of the Seward range of mountains in the distance, if you look up towards the cloud line. So there are 3 mountains visible today: Seward, Donaldson, and Emmons. Seward is the taller mountain on the left, Donaldson is flat in the center, and Emmons is the little hump on the end. And we have a beautiful view of this mountain range from several spots here at the Wild Center, not only down here at the river, but also up on Wild Walk as well. Thank you all for joining me on this mini tour of the Raquette River's Oxbow. Hopefully you learned something new, and I encourage everyone to get out this weekend wherever you are, enjoy the spring weather, and try to discover something new in nature. Thanks again for joining, and have a great day, everybody.